Next time you meet me in Gate City, check out Soul Sisters.
Wait. Oh, Cody Pope. I know Cody Pope.
Our friend is Cody and we not having a good day.
Musician.
Yeah.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Cody Central. Thank you guys for tuning in. Shout out to Jen, who was already in here at the start. Everybody that's tuned in, drop a comment. Let us know what city and state you're watching from. Let us know if it's your first time or if you've been here the whole time. We got another awesome episode in store for you tonight, but as always, we're going to run through all the fun shit first. Whoever's in the chat, let me know if you guys can hear the mics okay. And in the meantime, let's get to it. So, music of the week this week, I picked, it's a 2-song EP called Stadium Soul from Lord Finesse. So this week I picked the new 2-song EP from one of my favorite artists of all time, Lord Finesse. If you're unfamiliar, he's one of the pioneering members of the Diggin' in the Crates crew from the 90s, and he has been active long before that as well. As both an MC and producer, he's contributed to some of the most important songs in hip-hop culture. All these years later, Finesse is still giving us soulful gems and soundtracks to our lives, and Stadium Soul provides exactly that. 2 instrumentals that have a very 90s aesthetic sonically, and it transports you to a better time in art and music. I wish there was more than 2 songs on this, but I will definitely have this on repeat for sure. Shout out to Megan, who's here from Gate City. Shout out to Big Scott up in here as well. And speaking of music, hopefully some of you guys have checked it out already, but if not, please consider checking out the new album Giant Steps in Gate City.
My lace is tight enough for...
Yes, shout out to Ryan holding down the fort deep in Gate City. That's right. Appreciate you guys being here. Sorry I'm so washed out tonight. I don't know what the fuck I did to the lighting, but you guys will survive. Shout out to Jill. We got a lot of people turning out tonight. This is dope, man. Shout out to everybody from YouTube. Shout out to everybody from Facebook. Let me get back to it. So, my movie of the week this week, I picked a movie called The Killers from 1964, directed by Don Siegel. So The Killers from 1964 cast some of my favorites, John Cassavetes and Lee Marvin, along with Hollywood power players like Angie Dickinson and notable character actors like Claude Akins and more. This was a great, fast-paced whodunit action drama. Lee Marvin does what he does best. Cassavetes carries this peculiarly cool demeanor, as you would expect. Dickinson does a great job making you question our loyalties throughout. The only unfortunate thing is that Ronald Reagan's in it, and, fuck Reagan. Despite that, it's a fun watch. It's really, really fun, and it wraps itself up really fast. It's like around 90 minutes or so. So that was really the coolest thing that I watched this week. But as always, I have some more like in-depth movie reviews and watch lists and all that stuff on Letterboxd. So if you want to talk more in depth on the movie stuff, consider following me on Letterboxd. All right, let's run through. Let's actually see these comments are popping right now. Yeah, shout out to my brother Byron G up in the chat. Shout out to Katie. Katie said she gets to move out soon. Congratulations. Oh shit. Okay, here we go. What do you think about the movie Home Alone? Home Alone is absolutely a classic, without a doubt. Such a fun movie and too much of a classic to criticize. Just love it. Shout out to Macaulay Culkin. I'm going to run through some event listings here real quick, and then we can get into this episode. As always, these events are lined up all throughout New England. If you want your event mentioned in here at any point, just shoot me an email at codycentralshow@gmail.com. Here we go. Wednesday, February 26th, previous episode guest Andrew McGinnis makes his feature debut at Bards on the Rocks in Manchester, New Hampshire. Thursday, February 27th, Canadian hardcore legends Comeback Kids celebrate the 20th anniversary of their album Wake the Dead with a high-energy show at the Downstairs Middle East in Cambridge, Massachusetts. Saturday, March 1st, indie hip-hop artist Homeboy Sandman is going to be in Portland, Maine for an LA wildfire relief show with a bunch of Portland openers as well. So shout out to all the Portland homies for putting on a wildlife relief fundraiser for the LA fires. I know that's really messed a lot of people's lives up. Shout out to Byron. He said, yo, there's 8 people in here. Hit that like button. He knows the drill. Make sure you hit like, keep commenting, share it. Appreciate you guys for all the engagement. Saturday, March 1st is also March into the 90s Adult Skate Night, hosted by Sean Caliber and DJ Myth at Remix Skate in Manchester. It's an 18-plus live music and contest night, obviously all 90s themed with DJ Myth spinning. There's going to be bar and kitchen specials, so check that out as well. Shout out to the homie Fee up in the chat. Friday, March 7th, 90s alternative rock sensation Everclear are making their way to Nashua, New Hampshire for the Nashua Center of the Arts. Friday, March 7th, Sam Morrill, one of my favorite stand-up comedians right now, is bringing his Errors tour to the Music Hall at Portsmouth, New Hampshire. Friday, March 7th, The Laugh Addict is going to be hosting their high school dropout at Strange Brew. If you watched the episodes with Danny P and Andrew McGinnis, Danny P is one of the co-hosts of the high school dropout special alongside comedian Mike DuPont. So if you go to this, you'll be able to see local comedians doing hilarious takes on famous high school literature classics. Sunday, March 9th, the Preservation Hall Jazz Band is going to be at the Nashua Center for the Arts. They're a famous New Orleans jazz band founded in the 1960s. Friday, March 14th, Cowboy Bebop, presented by the Bebop Bounty Big Band, is going to be at the Nashua Center for the Arts, so you can catch a cool musical interpretation of the seminal 90s anime. Monday, March 19th, 1990s post-hardcore legends Quicksand make their way to the Paradise Rock Club in Boston for a rare appearance. March 21st and 22nd, Ceremony is hosting their 20th anniversary shows at the Bowery Ballroom in New York City. The California punk and new wave iconoclasts are celebrating 20 years of being a band. Saturday, March 22nd, Michelle Diacello is going to be at the Groton Hill Music Center in Groton, Mass. She's a Grammy-winning bass player, poet, and songwriter who recently just had an NPR Tiny Desk that you should check out. April 8th, Conservative Military Image and Street Power are going to be playing at Geno's in Portland, Maine. The Chicago hardcore band and the East Coast hardcore outfit are going to be tearing it up at Geno's. Friday, April 4th, Beth Gibbons, vocalist of prominent alternative trip-hop group Portishead, is going to be performing songs from her solo album at the Orpheum Theater in Boston. Friday, April 11th, Sabretooth Zombie, the hardcore punk rock and roll band, is going to be live at Ralph's in Worcester. Friday, April 11th, shameless plug, Cody Pope and Byron G are going to be performing at Kodo in Lowell, Mass. We would super appreciate your support. It's going to be one of our earliest shows this year. Sunday, April 13th, Cold Cave is going to be at the Brighton Music Hall in Alston, Mass. Cold Cave is the solo project of American Nightmare and Heartworm Press founder Wesley Isold. It's often described as a collage of dark wave, noise, and pop. If you're into like Joy Division and New Order, this will be a really cool one for you. Saturday, April 19th, Joe List is going to be at the Wilbur Theater in Boston. Joe List is another stand-up comedian I've come to love over the last few years. You might have seen one of his YouTube specials or his independent movie features or his podcasts. He toured with Louis C.K. for a while, and he's doing his solo tour. That's April 19th at the Wilbur. Friday, April 25th, Cody Pope and Byron G are going to be at the Ephodian Theater in Portland, Maine, alongside Graphic Melee for the Stereo album release show. Shout out to Graphic for bringing us up there. May 31st and June 1st is Tied Down Fest in Detroit, featuring American Nightmare, Speed, Judge, The Wrong Side, The Hope Conspiracy, Fiddlehead, Trial, and lots more. Basically a who's who of some of the most prominent hardcore bands of the last 20 plus years. Saturday, June 28th, Godspeed You Black Emperor is going to be playing at Roadrunner in Boston. The iconic Canadian post-rock group is making their return after an oft-delayed show. It's going to be crazy to see them there. And lastly, just announced today, Friday, July 11th, Wu-Tang Clan, final tour ever, Run the Jewels as the opener, TD Garden, Boston, Massachusetts. Tickets go on sale Friday. This is without a doubt going to be one of the most legendary shows ever. So I hope all of us hip hop heads can make it. That's going to be such a wild, wild night. And as always, if you want to have your show or anything like that plugged in the event feature segment, shoot me an email at codycentralshow@gmail.com. Anything that sounds like something I would want to go to, I'm happy to put in the show report. And if you want to know a little more about how to get your stuff pressed up onto the show, check this out real quick. All right, guys, we're back. Thank you. Oh, man, thank you guys for blowing up the comments. Appreciate you guys. I can't even go through. Oh, shout out Fee. Thank you, man. I'm glad you guys are digging this event report. You know, obviously events have been a big part of my life. So if I can keep people in the loop and get them set up to go to some shit, that's how we keep this shit popping, you know? Thank you, Byron, you the man as well. Yeah, it's gonna be a great show. I'm excited to be on deck with Graphic Melee. He's awesome. All right, guys, so let's get to the show now, right? I've been lucky to have tonight's guest as one of my friends since childhood. We went through elementary, junior high school, along with a number of years of pushing each other creatively through music, and eventually getting to this place today where now he's over a decade deep in his journey of personal training and nutrition, having helped dozens, if not hundreds of people completely transform themselves physically. Please drop your applause in the comments, and I welcome my friend Dez Copeland, aka Dez the Baker, and Dez the Trainer.
You? What up? I just want to say first of all, Cody and BG is the hardest working music I know. Always got boots on the ground. And two, that cowboy bebop shit, I gotta pop off for that, bro. That's literally one of the feelers. If I'm hanging out with somebody, mainly a female, because I exclusively watch anime, I pop that shit on. If they ain't feeling it, the first episode is a banger. Classic anime. If she ain't feeling it, I ain't feeling it. That's all I want to say.
Yo, can you guys hear Dez okay? I had to just fix the mic real quick, but let me know if you can hear him all right. Dez, just say what up to the people for me.
Yep.
Somebody let me know if everything's sounding okay. Thank you, guys. Shout out to Ryan in the chat. Fee said, what up, Dez?
What up, Fee? How you been, man?
Jen said, welcome, Dez.
Hey.
All right, so I'm going to take it that you guys can hear us okay. Apologize for a little feedback there for a minute. But here we go. So first things first, the chat is officially open for Q&A for as long as we're live tonight. Any questions that you guys have for our guest, drop them in the chat and we'll share our favorite answers. Des, I'm going to bring the mic a little closer to you. I could probably turn you up too, so you don't distress too much.
That Wu-Tang, I didn't even know that was a thing. I need to go see that too.
I know. They just announced it this afternoon.
That's fire.
I was like blown away. It's sad that it's going to be the last run, but it seems like they're really like going out big.
Did you watch the show?
Not the Hulu one.
Yeah, I didn't watch it.
I didn't.
I heard it was pretty good though. Up to a certain point, I heard it was really, really good.
Yeah. Okay. Man, chat's going nuts. I love you guys. This is awesome. Thank you so much for making time to come and do this tonight.
Man, always, man. You guys drop everything for because you guys are my peoples. You know what I mean? So
thank you, man. So I feel like for the timeline, maybe we start with music.
Okay.
Thinking back through our friendship, probably starting at like 5th or 6th grade.
Yeah, 6th grade.
And by that point, you already had a pretty vested interest in music, at least as a listener.
Yeah.
Do you remember what age you really like first were gravitated towards music, or even what age you wrote your first raps at?
So gravitationally, a lot of it was like, believe it or not, my mom like playing shit like Sade.
Yeah.
And just like my mom used to listen to Sade, Jewel, reggae. So I loved every type. I still do like any genre of music. A good song is a good song. I like country music. I like techno. I like house music. I like any kind of music as long as it's good music. That's why I don't really judge people based off of like some people listen to only one like genre of music. I can't do that because if it's a good song, I'll put something on my boy and be like, the fuck you listening to? I'm like, bro, I mean, I'm not a Morgan Wallen fan, but objectively, he makes decent music. So if I hear a song, I'm gonna play it. Like shit like that.
There's a difference between shit you don't like and shit that's not good.
Yeah. Because you can get something that you like from shit you don't like. You know, I don't particularly like country music, but there are some songs I will fuck with heavy, you know? Like there was that Diplo and Morgan Wallen song. Yeah. I used to play that shit every day. So like it's just a good
certain soundtracks for certain situations.
Yeah. So like very young, I liked certain kind of music, but I think I wrote my first rap when I used to my uncle. Shout out to my uncle Dez Copeland. He we were like 10, 11, and like city kids are just so much more like faster and advanced. So I visit Brooklyn and like this fucking guy would be watching Seinfeld and we're like 9 years old. I'm like, what the fuck is this? But it's because mentally they were already like sharper. So like things like that. And he'd like start writing rhymes and shit because he had him and his boys like what was he listening to? Biggie, Jigga, and all this shit. Because again, he's a Brooklyn nigga, so his ears into the streets every day, even as a young cat. So we on a notepad writing music, and he had me try it. And I started out, and I see this nigga like, yo, that's fucking good, bro. You know what I mean? So I come back to New Hampshire, start writing and shit, and that was like 10, 11, but nothing serious. But that was like my first real experience with that type of shit.
That's wild. Dude, I have to share this comment. One of the comments says, it's from Fee. He said, Dez is quite possibly one of the most underrated MCs in the Gate City area. Dez got bars.
That's my own fault, though. Because I like, you guys work. You niggas be working, bro. And, like, I need to start, like, really investing more in this shit because I have guys like you who really do this shit and can put me where I need to be. We talk about, we talk about all the time. It's just, you know how life be life and sometimes. But really, I'm at that point in my life where I'm trying to get away from all the noise and static and really lock in and isolate the things that fucking matter because you know how life can be. It just drains energy from things that are so unnecessary. And that's on you to like not invest in them. So I'm really getting into that point where I'm locking in on things that matter and things that don't. Shit that don't matter, that's it.
It's hard to manage the time for all that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whew. Yo, chat. Keith in the chat said Wu-Tang Clan is washed up. Luckily Byron said, Keith, get out of here, bro. You're crazy. Yeah, I gotta vehemently disagree with that. Wu-Tang Clan not only are like pioneers, forefathers, and legacy creators within the culture, as individualists, many of them are still actively putting out, if not better, some of the best shit they've ever been a part of. Ghostface Killah is doing features and collaborating with Bad Not Good and putting out crazy work. Byron just said it right here. He beat me to the punch. Method Man is literally doing the best verses of his life right now. You got Inspector Deck doing countless albums with the Czarface project and getting involved in the Marvel Comics universe and all this. Oh yeah, dude.
Oh, wait, who you said?
Inspector Deck.
Yeah, he's been like involved in some of that shit for a while now, right?
He is the third member of Czarface.
Okay.
And I can't even keep up.
And it's like that's like one of the only groups, like you just said, that has members that are like all of them are pretty fucking exceptional. You know what I mean? Like there's not many groups where every member is like hard as fuck. You know what I mean?
Exactly. think about the catalog that comes from all of those individuals like put together. Method Man. Oh yeah, here we go. Method Man's feature run is the best of the past 10 years. Absolutely, Kevin. So true. Byron said, "We know, Kev. It's the truth, bro." All right. So let me shift from the Wu-Tang chat because we'll be here all night. Jen in the chat said, "Dez, I see you are a personal trainer. I could use some advice for weight loss." Well, I definitely feel like we're gonna definitely get into that. So make sure you'll definitely pick up some gems from this conversation for sure, Jen.
I got you, Jen. I'll put you on. And honestly, it's just free knowledge that I'll give to anyone. I give people tips on the shit, and it's really, if you just do it, it works. Like, I don't even know how I'm employed because people can do the shit. Like, I'll tell people all the time, like, just go on my IG and choose one of the reels I post that you think you can do, and do that exercise 2 to 3 times a week, 3 to 4 times a week, just for a month. Don't even do anything else, and see the difference that your body will give you, and you'll yield in like 30 days. Like, just one of them, because that's how I like design the workouts I do, because I like to like make it as efficient as possible, which is by moving your body and exerting a lot of cardiovascular and musculature energy at the same time, because it makes your body move more effectively in general as a human. Like, you know what I mean? The way you oxidize oxygen and all the processes that go into being a human.
Yeah. It's
all synergistic. So if you move, you're going to have to breathe. And if you're breathing heavy, but you become accustomed to that. Like, so I love this shit so much. It's kind of like the Wu-Tang thing. I'll get into this shit, bro. Like,
that's why we're here, though. It's good. We had a life coach on the show a couple weeks back who he does like therapy for people that have dealt with trauma, that kind of like life coaching. But part of that is that people like really like can let go of themselves when they experience trauma, and so he like helps them as a personal trainer to get back on that too.
Bro, it's all, this shit is just so much more than just the physical looking good. The vanity part of it, that's just the overflow. That's just a plus. It really, I go to the gym sometimes just because if I might even work out. I might be there stretching for 30 minutes just because being there is just a mental release for you.
It's like an anxiety killer.
It's so good for you. So that guy knows what he's doing by putting people onto that, because it's a mood elevator, and it helps boost your self-esteem. And that's very important, especially like you said, if you have like PTSD or something that makes you more withdrawn from the world,
Yeah. So Jen said, I can use advice before the end of show. So
100%, I got you.
So one thing that we talked about on that episode that maybe I feel like you would agree with, the easiest piece of advice that I've ever given somebody to lose weight as a non-professional myself, but from experience, calories in, calories out. So knowing how much you're eating or drinking in a certain day and making sure that you're offsetting that with more, whether it's exercise or mobility or something. You can't eat more than you're exercising is always like, that was my biggest thing to like losing weight, was going to Wendy's. You can eat 2,000 calories real quick, but it's not quick to burn 2,000 calories.
It's not.
So you have to be conscious of stuff like that, where it's like, if you're trying to lose weight, figure out what caloric deficit that you're comfortable being in, and how do you out mobilize yourself from that. And we'll probably get deeper in that too. Keith in the comments said, hey, Cody, my dad is in the hospital. I need some lift me up music. Well, man, all of us here are wishing the best for your dad, pulling for him. I would say, honestly, one thing I've been listening to a lot, and this isn't just a shameless plug, but I've been driving Uber a lot lately. And so you got to like find the right kind of music to listen to. So I start all of my Uber rides with Byron G's Rain Check album, his instrumental album.
Okay.
It's like the perfect vibe to just like, when people are, if they're going to work, if no matter what it is, it's like you get in and the music just kind of like will like soothe you and just kind of like make you feel calm and comfortable.
You look in the rearview mirror and you see the guy look out the window
just kind of like, it's like we don't have to talk about anything. Like, let's just vibe out. So maybe try that one. Byron G, Rain Checks, available across all platforms. But yeah. So let me get back to this. You guys are doing a good job keeping me off track tonight, Chad. Love you guys. What were some of your earliest musical influences?
Believe it or not, bro, there was something about it. The one nigga that really put me like, made me be like, I like this shit was Exhibit.
I could totally get that.
There was something about Exhibit, bro, like X. That whole shit, that song right there, that's the song that changed my life. I was like, what is this? Who is this? And he just had bars that like made me like, I like his energy. Because before the listening part came in, it was just the energy that got me. I'm like, this nigga knows who he is.
Yeah.
He's like, fuck everybody else. I didn't even know anything about Exhibit until later on in life. But just the bars, bro, like the way he spit it, like, and he has like a nice little wordplay, you know? So I was like, he's super underrated in my opinion. But it was Exhibit, honestly. Exhibit was one of the first rappers. I was like, the fuck? Like, you know?
Dude, how crazy that Exhibit is signed to Conor McGregor now.
Really? Like as an artist?
Conor McGregor has a record label called Greenback Records, and Exhibit was like the first artist that he signed.
That's pretty dope.
It's like such an interesting
because it's like
combo.
If I have money and I know like that's just like a personal thing, he probably personally likes Exhibit. You know what I mean? Because he could probably have any artist in the world on a label with the type of money and persona he has. But for him to do that, it probably is a personal preference, like, you know.
And it's interesting because, like, admittedly, at first, as like a big MMA fan, I was like, my reaction was literally like, "Yo, what the fuck is this bullshit right here?" But then Exhibit did an interview, and it was really interesting because he said that one of the things that Conor wants to do, rather than like be like a record label person and like be involved in this shit, is to create a system where the albums are promoted like how sports are promoted, with like press conferences and doing these like promo tours and this kind of shit.
Yeah.
And so it's like taking a different approach to how you like promote an album.
Yeah.
And with somebody like Conor, who's like the king of a press conference,
a media, yeah,
you know, it's like
marketing.
People would love a media day hosted by him.
Yeah, he's
especially on the music
genius.
tip. That's going to change how we consume music. You know, it's
especially if you get a little more insight into it. Like, you know, that sounds interesting. Let me check that out.
Yeah,
because when people just drop something, it's not like you want to like every time check. You know what I mean? Like, I don't hear everything that the any art. I don't really, honestly, I don't listen to a lot of new music. But like you said, music is so different now. It's all about streaming and shit. You've seen the Butu Banton on the Drink Champs, right? He's like, he's like, it was a record, and then there's a CD, and then there's a go away, like I'm back. Like, it's the music game changes. So like to bring that type of like personal back into it, like that's a good idea, actually. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the thing is with the amount of music that we're like inundated by, you have to create an experience.
Yeah,
right?
because it's so much. It's overload. If I don't resonate with what you're putting out, I'm not gonna like invest in it to the full capacity I would if I liked it. You know what I mean?
Well, and it's like, I don't know. It's like a weird example, right? But it's like, as like even like just like in hip hop, right? As rappers, we're all sub shops. What makes what makes my BLT different from yours or from his or hers?
They're both BLTs, but what's the
I can pick different ingredients and I can create an experience when you come into my shop. Yeah. That's what I have control of.
And that's what's important about being a creative at all, is like that's the beauty of it, is that we can all do the same thing and make the same thing, but it's just your added flavor to it that makes it different. And that's gonna give you your demographic and their demographic, because we can both literally say the same exact thing in the same exact cadence, the same exact enunciation, but it's just these people are gonna like you better than they like when I say it. They're gonna like me better when I say it.
Yeah,
it's like.
Dude, all right, we're flip flopping here, but I got to show this comment. This is from my homie Kevin. He said, "My biggest thing for weight loss with high protein, low saturated fat. I never cared about calories. 310 pounds to 167 pounds from November 2nd, 2023 to July 25th, 2024. Now I'm bulking and at 183 pounds. I could definitely get behind that in the sense of I was always like really big on like my protein ingestion too. I had always learned like 1 pound of 1 gram of protein per pound of body
like
fat,
0.8 or 1. They change it around all the time, but
so I just got to a point where it was like I don't want to go a day without having 200 grams of protein. Now, obviously, that's super fucking difficult sometimes.
I don't do that. I don't get probably 75% of the amount of protein I'm supposed to get to daily. But I'm a big proprietor of biohacking because I just know my body very well and I know what works for my body. But what I tell a lot of people, like, I don't know what his experience was and what he did to get there. Like, he gave a little bit. But I tell a lot of people who aren't into fitness and really just want to make a change, sometimes people don't have to initially change their diet. Sometimes it's not. Some people don't eat bad. That's why people like, I don't know why I'm not losing weight because I don't eat bad.
Yeah.
That just means that you're just a little sedentary and you need to be a little more active. And by being active, you just have to be consistent with the activity. Now, if you're not losing weight by starting to be consistent and not changing your diet, that's when you say, okay, there's only 2 parameters I need to change. Either I need to change my diet because now I'm active, or I need to increase my activity and see if my nutritional intake is adequate for the level of fitness I'm at now. Because sometimes people eat really good, but they don't lose weight. It's because you're not being active enough. So your diet could actually be perfect, and you just need to make your body rev its engine a little bit. So now once your engine's revving, now your body processes the nutrients more efficiently.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's all about the efficiency of the body. Like, if I'm not, it's not just gonna work on its own. It needs to be programmed. You need to program your body. That's why they say eat on a schedule. The body is very adaptable. You eat on the same schedule. I eat the same shit a lot of the times. When I'm really locked in to avoid any type of discrepancies in my diet or the temptations, I will eat the same thing every fucking day. If I really, really mean, because I can change my body here and there, but if I'm really locked in and trying to get lean, I'll eat the same thing because I know what I'm getting.
You want that chicken and rice?
And at that point, that's up to the individual, how dedicated they are to the outcome they want. You know what I mean? And it's just that simple. That's why sometimes I don't sugarcoat it for any of my clients. I don't sugarcoat it for people who ask me advice because, especially nutritionally, we're all adults. Yeah. We know what's good for us and what's not good for us. I tell that to my clients all the time. That's why I don't really make meal plans for people, because I know you're not going to fucking follow it. Because if you were, you'd be doing everything already on your own.
Yeah.
And you'd be asking me advice on how better the meal plan because you're already doing it.
And that's fair. That's like a more honest level of
accountability.
And that's
because I like to cut the bullshit. If you wanted to, you would.
Yeah.
That's why I could do meal plans. I am like licensed for that, like nutritionally, but it's a lot of work to have somebody come in and look the same because you're lying to me. So that's why I don't really do that. But nutrition wise, that is the biggest part of it because you lose weight if you eat better. You didn't have to fucking exercise.
Yeah.
But the more muscle you put on, like he said, he did the protein. That's probably because you're intaking protein. Now you have more muscle mass, which makes you burn more calories at rest. The more muscle you have, the more calories you will burn at rest. So even if you're not exercising, you will burn more calories when you have more muscle on your body because it costs more energy to move that weight around.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, actually. Luckily, the chat said great points.
Sorry, I'll get going with this shit.
That's perfect, dude. That's what we wanted, you know?
And it's really the science of it, honestly. Yeah. It's really just the science of it. But mostly, bro, I tell people, even if, like we just talked about, sometimes I'll go there, I'm not even working out. It's the mental aspect of it. But just that peace of mind, that clarity can help with the consistency. It's not always about the workout itself. It's about just showing up.
Yeah.
Because you're reinforcing what you want for yourself. You're giving yourself positive energy towards a goal. It might not be your best time at the gym. You might not have put your best workout, your best foot forward, but I still fucking showed up. I still got my ass out of bed. I still got my ass here after work. Yep. I still got there in the morning. And that is a fucking victory. You always count the small victories when it comes to this shit because you don't see what you want always.
Yeah.
That's the main thing. If you're going there for the exercise portion of it, always don't check on the scale. Always check your clothes, your waistline, your appetite, and your clothes, your waistline, your appetite, and your strength. You will always feel it before you see it. That's why I tell people, because you test yourself so that now you know it's working. Because sometimes people get down if they don't see the results. They're like, this shit ain't working, and it makes them give up. But it's like, no, you could do 5 push-ups before, and I'll make them come in at 100% fresh. Now do 10. And the surprise they get, that's that positive reinforcement because they're like, oh shit, all right, I'm getting stronger. Yep. So let me lock in and see how much further I can go if I really invest in this. So sometimes it's not about how you look, man. That shit comes after. It's about how you feel as like strength gains and your clothes, like your waistline, your shirts. You'll see those visible markers before you see it. We see ourselves every day, so you're not gonna notice unless you see your face getting a little like leaner or you know what I mean. You don't see it as quickly as you want, so that's what a lot of people give up.
Yeah,
But,
see, it's important. Now I can segue to a shameless plug. These giant steps come by learning how to walk first. That's what we're talking about. You can't just do things for a week or 2 weeks and expect to have the results. You have to create a program in a situation that you're comfortable doing with the rest of your life. It's like going to your nutrition point. One of the things that I like, because I really dove into the nutrition side of things when I was trying to lose weight, because I like exercising.
Mhm.
Like, I mean, now that I'm like out of shape, of course, getting to the gym is a little hard, but like there was a point where like I had no problem going to the gym every day, but I just ate awful. And so I wasn't getting those results. And so when I started studying that side of things, the thing I kept learning was like, you can't go on a diet, right? Like diets don't work because diets have an expiration date. You have to create like a nutrition plan that you're okay with eating for the rest of your life. And you have to make shit that is enjoyable to eat that works within your macros.
Bro,
otherwise
I go on
you'll never
Instagram.
win.
I still do. I kind of got away from my meal prepping a little bit, but if you go on Instagram, man, and look up some of these fire ass recipes, like, dude,
my God,
I will look up something just to make myself be more accountable. Like, all right, this is what I'm gonna make today. I'll look at the shit, look at the ingredients list. I'll go get it and then make that shit that day just to make sure that I did it and add it to my repertoire. Because a lot of these exercises, a lot of these foods and meals are like 5 ingredient meals. They're not hard to make.
I'm on that same time, dude. I have a folder in my phone of it's called meal and snack recipes. It's literally, I just show them so they could see what I was looking at. But it's literally just all recipes that I find on Instagram.
That's lit. Yo, that's what I do, bro. And I'm super surprised. I'm like, damn, maybe I just need to follow fucking instructions on something when I'm cooking, because I used to just eyeball shit and like, this doesn't taste right, ain't coming right.
Fee was like, Cody, you were making some really good meals at one point. I was like, because I was posting them online too.
Hell yeah.
Because it was like, it was fun. I started liking it, dude. Where it was like, it became a challenge to be like, oh man, I really want like a fucking KFC slider. How am I gonna make this like work within my macros?
It feels good to make it yourself.
Yeah, I'd be buying raw chicken breast and smashing cornflakes in a little fucking Ziploc and shit. And it was like, it made it taste so much better that I made it.
And that's the thing. The overall experience of fitness can be enjoyable. Like that aspect right there, it can always segue into other parts of your life. Like maybe you and your girl cook together. Maybe like but that's the one part about it. If you're very serious, you have to make it a lifestyle though.
Yeah.
And it has to be conducive to your other lifestyle. So like I have partners, I've been with people who don't do this, but they didn't mind when I did it. So I'm like, I'll call you back, babe. I'm cooking right now. I'm meal prepping. I'll put my phone up, but I'm getting it done and I'm doing it and it's fun. You know?
That's how my girl is. It's like my girl's vegetarian and she's not interested in like doing all of my fucking crazy high protein meal shit. But she's awesome about helping me with it. Like I can't tell you, when I was doing my meal prep shit heavy, I can't tell you the number of times that she'd fucking sit in the kitchen and I used to make these little protein balls.
I think I had one before. Yeah, you gave me one.
You could get them from like Kodiak cakes and shit.
Yeah,
it's like oatmeal and shit. And dude, she would help me make trays of them, and we would just have them in the fridge so that like I'd wake up in the morning, go grab a handful of them, throw them in a little Tupperware, and those were my snacks.
No energy balls, but medicine, the protein. Yeah. See, and that's the thing. Sometimes that's the really good thing. Like the healthy snacking is really important, because as before your appetite actually decreases from eating better, because your stomach will get smaller. Yeah. As Americans, we overeat and overindulge. That's why we are obese. But people don't realize that your stomach does tend to shrink after, when you start to portion your meals properly, your stomach will shrink, and you feel a little bit lackadaisical, like you lose a little bit of energy, or so you think you are, because you're not eating as much sugar or processed sugars and like carbohydrates. So you feel a little bit sluggish. But once your body acclimates to knowing this is how much food I'm getting, your stomach will decrease, your stomach size gets smaller, and so will your appetite. You know what I mean? So that's really important too.
Kevin really liked what you said. He said he said, yo, Dez, small victories is exactly it, man. The long-term goal is there, but you got to give yourself props for every small decision you make when it comes to your fitness and eating habits.
100%.
Absolutely. Shout out to A Bizza just jumped in the chat. Shout out our brother A Bizza. But yeah, dude, I couldn't agree more. Is like I one of the things that I like acquired informationally when I was going through my like weight loss shit was like similar to what you said, where it was like just show up at the gym every day. Even if you don't go in, it like soon say. Even just like pulling into the parking lot every morning. You pull into that parking lot 3 or 4 times, you're gonna fucking go inside eventually.
Mm-hmm.
It's just proving to yourself that you can get up and get over the hurdle of getting there. And that was a big thing for me was I started running really heavy.
I remember that. I can't do that.
So that, but you know what it was, dude, was I thought that it was my get fit quick. I was like, oh, I'll just run it off. Eventually, I realized that wasn't going to do it. But what it was doing was helping me get it. It was helping my caloric deficit because I was running before I would eat. Mm-hmm. But more importantly, unbeknownst to me until like partly through it, it was actually helping me deal with my anxiety for the day. That was the biggest thing.
Oh my God, you feel so much better, especially running.
Yeah.
I'm not a runner, but that...
Dude, I'd be on the like the arc trainer is like almost like the elliptical. Mm-hmm. I'd do on that for an hour in the morning. And dude, I'd go home, shower, take a couple bong rips, dude, and it was like I'm ready to take on the world, dude. Yeah. I was working in Boston at the time. I was driving to Boston, I didn't care. Nothing in the world could bother me after that.
And that's the thing. Like, I tell people too, like, that's what we're meant to do. And I heard Joe Rogan actually say that. He's like, yeah, that's why people are so fucking anxiety and all balled up. It's like, we're not meant to be behind a fucking desk 24/7 or in the house or watching TV and consuming shit. We're meant to fucking run, sweat, grunt, pull, leap, jump. Like, I'm a very big fucking believer in that because that's what we're meant to do. And that's what they say. You don't use it, you lose it. And that's what happens to most people. Yeah. Even when I hear that little video, most people over 30 will never run again. That shit made me, I was sick. I was like,
I know.
That nigga's right. I don't remember the last time I fucking ran.
That's what I'm saying. Is like, I never want to get to a point, like, even now, I'm like, not at my worst, but I've like definitely fought, because I had a motorcycle crash and got laid off and a bunch of shit. So I just like dropped the ball. Yeah. But like, when I was at my worst, I was like probably 315. Damn. And it was just
that wasn't like that was like a Kevin Hart, damn it. You see that clip?
Yeah.
I didn't mean it like that. I thought you would catch it like that.
But it was like all the little things that were the most bothersome, like going up a flight of steps and you be the one like catching your breath and shit. You know what I mean? Like those little things like that. It was like, I don't want to go back to that.
Hell
like,
no.
I don't want to lift something up off the ground and be like grunting.
But
like,
being conscientious of that is so important though, because you knew it bothered you. Some people, it don't bother them.
Yeah.
And it's like, that would bother me. Like, and not that some people don't have parameters to compare to. They just think that's how they are, so that they deal with it. That's not good to deal with. Like, I personally wouldn't do that. So if I ever start getting like that, if I start feeling a little bit of stimulation or stimulus is making me winded, that means I know I'm getting out of shape.
Yeah.
It happens to all of us.
I do program.
Yeah, I get out of shape sometimes. Like, but that's like you said too. Sometimes with the small victories, you have to look at where you are now and where you were. It's like sometimes I might be, like you said, like you might have dropped the ball a little bit, but where you are now is still comparatively better to where you were when you first ever fucking started.
Yeah.
So it's a lot easier to get that transition back into it, you know?
And it's like having that understanding of like, because I lost the weight before,
I do it again.
Now I know what it's like to lose it, and I know what it's like to have it. The
and
first time when
it feels good. You know how you felt when you lost it.
When you just have it and you haven't lost it, you don't know any better. You don't know that it's almost like being a drug addict, where it's like you've been on drugs for so long, you don't know that sobriety can be enjoyable because it just seems, you know what I mean? It's a nightmare if you haven't done it in a long time.
Good analogy,
you know?
And that's a part of that, not to get off topic, but I know a lot of people who are ex-addicts, and that addictive behavior became their ally because they became addicted to the feeling of being sober.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like you said, it's the same thing. Like I was like, oh, that makes sense. Like, I mean, I don't know how you gotta fucking funk it in yourself to make it work, but sure, you know.
No, for real, dude. So I don't know if we have ever like talked about this, especially now that it's been, geez, almost like 10 years or so. But like, was there a situation or a moment that really like convinced you to want to go down this path? Because I feel like it was just kind of like one day we like linked up and you were like, dude, I'm going to be a personal trainer. And I was like, oh, that's fucking cool. But it's like, was there some like come to whatever moment? Like,
so I don't always tell people this.
Yeah.
So well, first I was obviously like an athlete, student athlete, worked out barely. My cousin used to really try to put me on to like, this is before hybrid athletes was a thing. It was cross training. My cousin used to have me cross training like intensively when I was younger because I played like varsity soccer. I played basketball. Like I was just like a 4-sport athlete. So I used to do a lot of cross training. And this is before we're like super mainstream. Like we would be doing like hit circuits and shit like that before it was even really like popular. Like he had me doing shit like that. But I didn't take it serious. So I don't tell people this all the time. Whatever. I got in trouble. I had to do 6 months in fucking Valley Street. So I'm trying to find ways to pass the time. There was this guy there. Super cool guy, man. He was in there for something. I don't know what I do know, but he murdered somebody, some stupid shit over a woman. The girl got him gassed up to do something about a situation, and he shot the guy, and he was using the stand your ground law to like defend what he did. Like, whatever. Long story short, that's what he was doing to keep himself sane, was working out. So I'm just doing dumb shit. He's like, come work out with me, bro. Blah, 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 blah. Come work out with me, bro. Like, you know what? Fuck it. I started working out with him. He's a good dude. Started working out. So then, you know, you're in Valley Street, you're eating about a bunch of soy, probably a lot of carbohydrates, whatever. And you have to ration your meals pretty much. Like I would get in trouble all the time for like sneaking milks to have extra protein fucking in my fucking cell, whatever. Damn, why am I telling this story? It is what it is, the truth. Yeah. So I was working out with this guy. Like for like 3 months straight, I was working out. And clearly in jail, there's no mirrors. So 3 months working out, I haven't seen myself in fucking months. I'm just being consistent with the workout. So 3 months go down the line, and one day I'm going to take a shower. And I just so happened, you know how classrooms have the door closed and have that little glass?
Yeah.
I just so happened, and mind you, this has been there the whole time.
Yeah.
I just never seen it. So I went to take my shirt off, and I just happened to glance in the glass. I looked, and I was, what the fuck?
You're like, is that me?
I did a double take, bro, and I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Because I didn't see myself, bro. That shit was insane. And that moment right there, never not worked out ever since, bro.
But that's like, I feel like that's like such a good story in the sense that like some people that could have been like the lowest point of their fucking life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even something like, because obviously we both know people that have had to do vacation time.
Big,
you know? But like, 6 months could like jeopardize our lives now. You know what I mean?
Lost everything at that. I lost everything.
You know? And yet you came out with like a skill, a plan, and a future.
And renewed vigor for like, you know, like, and the biggest thing about it though was like it was a confidence booster for me, like in general, my personality, how I felt about myself, how I saw myself, how I wanted to conduct myself. You know what I mean? Like I just felt better about myself. And that's the biggest thing about, yes, it does come from the vanity aspect of it. But like me, when you're in it this long, bro, that shit don't even matter anymore, bro. It's because, like we said, it's the mental stimulation, it's the therapeutic aspect of it at this point.
But it makes a bigger point too, because throughout the, you know, it's no fucking secret that the United States has a huge incarceration problem, right?
Yeah.
And obviously prison industrial complex. And we are one of the worst nations at putting people through prison with no rehabilitation.
Nothing.
And so like you go in, you suffer, and you come out with shit most of the time.
And mind you, that was for weed. That was 6 months for fucking weed, bro.
But like European countries and shit, dude, a lot of them set you up for success. They try and create programs and create situations where when you get out, you're not like assed out on your feet.
They help you hit the ground running a little bit to get going back and be a productive member of society.
And you found that on your own in a system that's like abhorrently against you.
Yeah,
you know,
that's true. Yeah,
like nobody in the prison system is like, oh, let's get behind this guy and fucking give him what he needs.
Yeah,
you know,
it's like that's the part for me. Like, I'm like, why would you ever stop? Like, I know people who could have done the same thing.
Yeah,
and then they stop. It's like, why? Why would you stop? Like that's somebody like it's like somebody who I know people who have quit smoking cigarettes because they were pregnant, and they start smoking again after you have the baby.
Yeah. Oh my god. It's like fucking dude. You like comedy, right?
Yeah.
You know Bert Kreischer?
Hell yeah. I'm not a big. I don't know why people think he's.
I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan.
Sometimes
either,
he's funny, but
you'll appreciate how dumb this is.
That's why I don't know why Tom Segura hangs out with him so much. Because Tom Segura is fucking hilarious.
Exactly.
I'm like, why do you like
exactly,
this guy? You're hilarious.
I really hate Bert so much.
Sorry, my bad.
No, I'm so glad you said that because I hate Bert.
I don't think
much.
he's that funny.
But dude, he said something in an interview. He was with Kevin Nealon in an interview. Who, like, I don't know if you're familiar. Kevin Nealon was like one of the OG Saturday Night Live people, and like in all the old Adam Sandler movies. I think
I actually just seen a clip of him on Instagram.
You would definitely recognize.
I think I've seen him. Jewish guy?
Probably, yeah.
I think so.
But dude, they were doing Two Bears, One Cave, and Tom wasn't there, so it was just Bert and Kevin. And mind you, Kevin's in his 70s now, so he's asking Bert about like how the fuck he like drinks as much as he does and like isn't dying and all this shit. And Bert made this comment, dude, and he literally says like, he's like, I quit drinking one time, and I felt so good not drinking, but it was so hard to start drinking again that I am never going to quit drinking. And it was like the most oxymoron. And even Kevin Nealon was like stunned. He was like, "Wait, you felt better being sober, but you're gonna."
And it was harder for you to get back into that bad habit.
Yeah,
when you stuck that through.
That should have been a sign to not go back to it. Like
that's fucked up.
But he literally can't be funny
if he's not drunk.
Yeah, it's just like he just doesn't know how to like not be the center of attention and be like a party schmuck. But it was like,
but you know, if that's been your niche and your shtick the whole time,
well, like, dude, how many millions of dollars do you need to make to take control of your own life?
Oh,
right?
absolutely. Well, he did it for a while, right?
Yeah.
When he was promoting that movie, was it The Machine or whatever?
Yep.
He was losing weight because he needed to when he did it.
Yeah. And
he made it a big challenge thing. So like, has he gotten bigger again?
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. And he gets
like
Tom he gets good. Like bright red, dude. Like when him and Tom do podcasts, Tom will be pale as a ghost. Friggin' Bert's like bright red, balloon face. It's like, bro, you look like you're literally like uncomfortable and dying in your own skin.
You sent it to him?
No, it's just what it looks like watching it.
And like Tom Segura, look at him, perfect example. He was huge.
Yeah.
And now he looks really good.
He has like nutritionists and trainers.
When you have that kind of money, there's no fucking
Why
excuse.
not? Exactly.
That's insane to me.
Get the education and use the resources you need that other people don't have the privilege
always
to.
really irked me, bro, is how people like are like so like discontent with their own body, but you have all the means to make it happen.
Yeah.
Especially famous people. Like
Bizza said it best, dude. Bizza said, dude is stuck in frat boy mentality forever.
Yeah.
That's like literally the perfect way to put it. He's just like, he's living in Van Wilder life.
And it's like he thinks people prefer him that way probably too. So that's why he probably stays that way. But look at Chris Farley, not to get off track again, but he was the fat funny guy. He didn't like it himself personally, but he kept doing it because was him to everyone else, you know?
Yeah.
So maybe that's why, but nah.
But it's like you would even think from that. It's like think about how much the world misses Chris Farley and how many people in his life begged him to stop doing drugs. You know,
like I just seen a clip of him and I didn't realize so many like A-listers that you would never think was like dogs with Chris Farley, bro. Like who was it? Bill, the dude from Breaking Bad, Billy Cranston.
Oh, Bryan Cranston.
Bryan Cranston was cool with him. Like, who the fuck out? Like, dude, he just knew so many people. Who was it? Edward, the guy who plays Al Bundy.
Oh, I almost said Ed Wood.
Ed O'Neill.
Ed O'Neill.
Ed O'Neill. Like, bro, he was telling a story. I'm like, dude, like this guy had so many friends, and they all have crazy stories about him. So, like, yeah, it's fucked up. So I wouldn't like. No, I would.
Like, dude, think about think about him on SNL and who his castmates were, right? It was like Mike Myers, Chris Rock, Adam Sandler. You know what I mean? It's like Chris Farley absolutely would have been.
What? Imagine
you know, I mean, not that he's not. You know what I mean? But just like in terms of like, you know, you look at Adam Sandler today, and he's worth hundreds of millions of dollars and has double-digit movies under his belt and production deals and all this shit. It's like Chris Farley would have been like on that level.
It's just sad because some people can't handle that level of fame because of their personality, bro. Like, you know what I mean? He was on track and he's still like, I can't speak for people like that because we don't know what they're going through, but it's like, how could you let that all?
He had both things working against him between drug addiction and his obesity. Yeah. You know, it's like if you would have tried to tackle one of them, maybe you could have. The fucked up part is both of those were part of. He maybe felt of like he like say with Bert, like I have to be this person because I'm this person when I'm with them. Like they like me like this. That's if I'm not him, who am I? Yeah, you know. Business said this is a good point too. Black Sheep not doing well and being heavily criticized definitely messed his head up as well. That's fair. Yeah, because that was the thing. Like Tommy Boy did so well that it was like movie production companies were throwing money at them to do something else, but Black Sheep just like didn't get the same reception.
Which is the one with him and the Friends guy who just died.
Matthew Perry?
Lois and Clark, is that what it's called? Or We Were Explorers or some shit?
With Chris Farley and Matthew Perry.
Yeah, they have a movie together.
Damn, I gotta look this up.
I'm pretty sure. It's Chris Farley and Matt Perry, and they're explorers.
Almost Heroes.
Almost Heroes, yeah.
Damn, okay.
They're supposed to be like Lois and Clark or some shit.
I forgot. I don't know if I've seen that, dude. Chad, has anybody else seen Almost Heroes? It's from 1988, it looks like.
88?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. It was 98. It's from 98.
Yeah, dude. I was surprised too when I seen it. Like, Matthew Perry has a little run too.
Eugene Levy's in that too. Man, I gotta watch that.
But yeah, it's like you can't, and that's why sometimes it's so easy to backslide when it comes to, especially when it comes to fitness, man. I know we got off track, but it's like that's where the whole consistency comes back in at, where it's like, yeah, I've let myself go, but let me get back into routine. Because at the bare minimum, you're at least getting some therapy for yourself, man. Getting your mind right, getting your mind away from any type of existential crisis or problems you have going on, man. Like sometimes I'll be having a bad fucking week, man. Work is bad, fighting with my shorty, like fucking car note due, like little shit, bro. But it's like when you're there, all that shit goes away. And then you come back to those problems with a more level head because you're clear. You're not letting your anxieties build up. Like, that's mainly why I do it now. Like now, I do calisthenics now. Shout out to my man Brock Thibodeau. Dude's a fucking monster. But he got me introduced to calisthenics. So yeah, I do a lot of HIIT and functional workouts. And like I know a lot of bodybuilding splits. So like my general knowledge of fitness is pretty vast. But the calisthenics, bro, like that's the thing. I just have to try things in this fitness shit. Like I've never tried CrossFit. And I've never done like certain types of like things with fitness. Yeah. Or powerlifting and CrossFit. But the calisthenics, next level shit, bro. That total mastery of the body is what I'm aiming for now. Because I've been so many things. I've been a big, good-looking bodybuilder type guy who could have been on stage if I wanted to. Yeah. But I was a little self-conscious, so I didn't. But I could have because I was there. I had the genetics for it, all that shit. I've been somebody who does exclusively HIIT and functional work. And now I'm trying calisthenics, and I fucking love it because it's so new. It's refreshing. It's challenging. Like, this is just basic body movements that are, like, hard as fuck because I'm like, how can I know so much and be this fit and be this strong? And this shit is hard. Yeah. Because it's just different biomechanics. So that's the thing. When you go into it, I tell a lot of my friends and my clients, bro, like, when you go into it looking at it as a chore, that's why you don't have a good time. You look at working out and exercise like that's a fucking, yeah. You're making...
it should be a thing you get to do.
Exactly, bro. When you look at it that way, I swear it changes the paradigm of the whole thing. Like, I look forward to my workouts. Like, I can't wait to get into. Yeah, there's days I'm like, I'm not fucking going. I don't want to go. And those end up being the fucking best workouts I have. The times you don't want to go. Yep. So it's all about consistency. That's the whole. I'm a rambler. That's the whole thing about it. Just be consistent with what you do when it comes to this. If you're not gonna make it to the gym, another way to small victory. At least I ate good today. If you're not gonna eat good today, at least I made it to the gym. So there's always a way to offset the bads when you're not having the greatest run at it. Yeah. So you're not always just feeling bad about yourself when you're doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely, dude. Kevin made a good point here. He said, running is my favorite thing to do in the world, especially when I got a shit day. That's exactly how I feel, dude, is running, even if it's not my favorite exercise thing to do, it's the most effective like mental health thing I can do.
It's
like
hard.
Yeah, you just
it's fucking hard.
You get the most sweat and the most like abuse on your body. Like when you're done, you're just like, I don't have the muscle retention to feel any emotional pain right now.
And that's the feeling I look for. Like when I'm done exercising, I don't feel like physically tired. I feel like exhausted, sleepy tired. That's what I look for after, because I get like, you know what I mean? Like I don't care about feeling like, I got a great pump, but I want to feel like, I'm ready to fucking knock out after.
Right.
You know, that's a good workout. And I feel like running will probably do that. I don't know. I don't run.
Yeah.
How do you feel after you run?
It's definitely like I could curl back up and like go to bed. But then if I like take a shower and I know I got shit to do, I just like get to a place and being like, okay, I can take this on. Like I'm ready for this. This could be so much worse. So
Kevin, does he run on the treadmill, or does he do like concrete? I know the concrete. I have heard that concrete is bad for you though.
Probably. I'm a machine runner. I don't. What kind of running do you do, Kevin? Let us know. Bizza said, nature is the best reset. I had to make myself get outside earlier when it was sunny. I definitely feel that, dude. I can say it's a little off subject, so I won't go too far down the path. But like one of the best like mental health things that I have done for myself, despite the cost it's taken on my life, is get a motorcycle.
Yeah.
The
freedom.
The level of like liberation and like wind therapy and freedom. It's like there's nothing else that I just like black out and like I'm not scrolling my phone. I'm not thinking about things I need to do. I just throw music on in my helmet and just fucking rip. And like I'll intentionally get lost, and it's the best feeling. Yeah. I'll throw my GPS on home and then just go back to the music app, and I'll just drive aimlessly.
So awesome.
And once I like either get low on gas or just like need to turn around, then I just switch the GPS on and find my way home.
That must be so liberating. My boy just got a bike. Brock, you know Brock.
Yeah.
Again, that's my man. He has a bike and he loves it, bro. And I see him get on it. It makes me so happy for him to see him so happy, bro.
Yeah.
Like I see how like the adulation he gets when he's like he's getting out of work. He'll go for a little night cruise after work, and he'll just I love that.
There's just nothing like it, dude. Yeah. Like it has absolutely, and like I grew up around motorcycles and shit, but it was just
pops,
like
right?
Yeah, both my parents.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And my aunts and uncles and grandparents. It was like a big Harley family.
That's dope.
And it just took me so long in life to get my own, but like finally when I did, it was like, I get it. Like I get it right away, so bad, dude. Bro. Like it's just, it's so worth it.
They're more affordable than I thought. You was one who put me on and was showing me, like that time we went to the showcase. Yeah. I'm like, bro, holy shit! Like, I would love to have a motorcycle, man.
I've been trying to convince Byron to get one too. Maybe this will be the year, dude. You guys all get them. Everybody.
I'm really debating getting one by spring because I want to ride with Brock too, man.
Yeah,
because he doesn't have. I think he has like one riding buddy, but if I could do it, man, if I could save up the money, like I'm here to use a fucking credit card or something. I don't know. I was really thinking about that.
Dude.
Like, fucking debt's debt, whatever. I'll pay it all with everything else. At least you have something you fucking enjoy. You know.
And you'd be surprised how much use you get out of it, dude. Where it's like it's so much cheaper to gas up. It's affordable to maintain. You can park anywhere you want. Like it's
that's always worried me is that like I don't know if people are gonna like fuck with your bike if you like
It's pretty hard to nowadays.
Yeah.
That's the thing,
he showed me all the fucking safety, anti-theft features. I was like, God damn.
Even my bike is like 5 years old, but it still has like a key fob and all this kind of shit. Where it's like you couldn't fucking. It would be really difficult to steal my bike unless you could literally like jack it up and fucking like move it somewhere.
Dude, what did he show me? There was some crazy shit on there. He's like, dude, I ain't stealing shit. He's like, show me all these anti-theft features. There was something crazy where like you have to have like, well, I can't remember, but I was thoroughly impressed because I did not know they made that type of technology for motorcycles.
Dude, they make these little locks that will like go over like your clutch and your fucking shifter. It'll like lock them both, and it's like a key lock so that you can't like move the handle at all. Like all sorts of shit, dude.
Like I had a boy, one of my buddies. He was very like prolific at this shit. This motherfucker used to steal motorcycles, bro.
Yeah, and
he would know how to hotwire them. He would literally, what he would do all day, he didn't have a job, so he would ride around town scoping out hits. and then go back to somebody's house, steal the fucking bike, hotwire it, or fucking rig it, get it out of there. And he was shipping it to somebody who was shipping them to the Philippines for money. So the bike is worth probably like $8,000, but they only paid him like $3,000. You know what I mean? But it's still free money to him. So he was taking
why not, right?
Yeah. And I was like, dude, you're nuts. He knew how to do all that shit. He knew how to take the motor apart. He knew how to that nigga.
That's
crazy.
so crazy. And so Kevin got back to us. He said, I started with 30 minutes walking on an oxygen tank back and forth in one hallway. Now I run 2 to 3 miles a week, 3 times
oxygen tank
a week.
Because it's like, what, for being heavy or because, oh shit, that's amazing, man. Good for you, bro. And like, that's just like, I'm the fucking man now. You know what I mean? Like, now you might not think
now
that.
He's doing, now he's essentially running like 6+ miles a week.
That's fire, bro. Like, you should be very, very proud of yourself, man. You know what I mean? And like, you should tell people that shit. Because sometimes you just need to hear somebody's story to be like, wow, you can do this. You know what I mean?
I don't know, Kevin, you might have to go on somebody's podcast and talk about this.
It's from going from an oxygen, that's dedication, man. You just wanted to fucking change. And sometimes that's what it takes. It takes a fucking breaking point for some people to find that I can't fucking do this anymore. You know?
Dude, you ain't kidding. And he said he does, it looks like he does mostly treadmill. He's been trying to do outside, but it's a little too brutal out there.
So this is a little bit like in-depth type shit, but like the more proprioceptive the environment is, the better. So, I mean, you probably know, but some people don't know what that means. That means the more uneven the surface is, the more you're going to get from it because it's making you activate all different types of like stabilizer muscles and like coordination and synapses and shit going on in your body because it's forcing your body to be more reactive to something uneven. It's actually better for you. So like if you're hopping over things and like uneven surfaces because like your ankle support. So like not telling him to do that, but like if you do start going outside, do like a trail or something that you know is not too steep that you're not gonna fall, but something where you have to like it's not just a straight shot because it's gonna give you so much more advantages in that like medium of working out, like as far as like running and jogging. Yeah, proprioceptive is very like big.
That makes a lot of sense. They disgust me personally, but that's why people tell you should wear those barefoot shoes.
Oh yeah,
that have the little toe things because it's very similar thing where it's like we're not supposed to have this like flat sole underneath us. We're supposed to like build a dexterity to the different elements.
And honestly, it's better for our survivability as we get older because of the proprioceptiveness. Your body's able to have faster reflexes. So when I'm 70 years old, because I've gotten conditioned to proprioceptiveness, I'm less likely to fall if I take a trip. I'm less likely to not be able to like catch my balance. Yeah, like it's a lot of this shit is like that's one of my main end goals. I made my own mantra. It was just like able-bodied while I'm able-bodied, bro. Like that's it. I just want to be able-bodied while I'm able-bodied. If I can do it now, I'm gonna do it until I can't. And that's really what it is. Because when I'm 70, like I have heard so many stories of people dying because they fucking fell, bro. Yeah. Like I don't want to be somebody that's gonna fall and potentially never have to walk again or get a hip replacement. I mean, yeah, wear and tear happens when you get older, but so much of these like degenerative and osteoporosis like disease are preventable. Like we think that one's hereditary, but like a lot of the shit that is degenerative to our tissues and connective tissues and joints, ligaments, bones, it's a lot more preventable. Like the bone density alone, like you don't have to want to be a bodybuilder. You don't have to want to build muscle, but you have to use these muscles and bones to preserve your body. That's just the simple science behind it.
And I think there's such a big like misconception on like the idea of muscles too, where it's like people look at show muscles as muscles.
Vanity, that's what we call them, vanity muscles.
And it's like, no, it's like there's like mad skinny people that have a ton of muscle, but they just don't look like.
Look at Rock. This motherfucker can do crazy like planche exercises. Like that's fucking strength, bro. Yeah, just because he doesn't look like he's not like, but the nigga's strong, bro.
Exactly.
And a lot of it comes from like the base. Like everyone's base of exercise is normally like a bodybuilder split. That's how everyone's introduced to fitness. You know what I mean? So yeah, you're gonna do some deadlifts and do a lot of compound movements, which you should always, no matter what you do, you should always keep compound movements at some capacity in your program. You know what I mean? But like, yeah, I don't even do biceps. There's so much things I don't do anymore because I realize they're not functional. Like I don't need to work my biceps just because they're bigger does not mean that they're efficient muscles.
Exactly.
Like that's like just like you said, like just because somebody has big muscles does not mean they're necessarily strong.
It's like martial artists do. We were talking about MMA earlier. It's like, dude, most mixed martial arts athletes don't want show muscles because it's like they require a lot of blood flow, and then that's taking away from like your mobility, agility, senses. You look like jiu-jitsu players. They're often some of the smallest people, but they'll friggin' torque and contort you like there's no, it's like, that's why you'll see videos all the time of like 125-pound black belt taking on like a 300-pound guy off the street.
Strength,
because like the technique and the strength is going to always outdo. Like, what, you're going to lay on me? Okay, like, even
you got to get to do that anyway. You got to get to me to do that, bro. And I can move that way. So, like, there's certain aspects of...
And I get up a lot easier if I'm 125 pounds, you know? It's like...
What did the guy say? He said, there's things that are... Like, he was explaining, like, there's a difference between being fit and being an athlete.
Yeah.
So, if a jiu-jitsu guy is sitting there with a huge... doing sandbags, squatting and tossing sandbags over, that's applicable to his sport because he has to deal with having that type of weight, moving that type of poundage. But if I'm not going to just do that to build muscle.
Yeah, I'm not working at FedEx or something.
You know what I mean? But if you were, that's something you could do for that. Like, so there's something applicable for all this shit, but they're going to train for power and explosiveness. You know what I mean? And strength. You know what I mean? So like somebody like me who might look big can get my ass kicked by a guy who weighs 125 pounds because his strength application and my strength application is different. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I build muscle. He has strength. Like it's a big difference, man. Yeah. I love this shit so much, bro.
Me too, dude. That's the thing is I hope and Kevin, I took it off the screen, but I should throw it back up here real quick. Kevin made a really good point. He said, thank you, Dez, by the way. I am proud and I want to inspire others and show them it's not impossible to get healthy because I used to think it was. That's the biggest thing right there, dude, is like, and I've been there where it's like people get to a point of being like, there's no turning it around.
It got me sad thinking about that. Like, you're going to get to that point sometime.
Exactly. Man. And people put themselves at that point way ahead of when their body is actually at that point. It's like mentally they get to we're told that like in our 30s we start deteriorating.
Believe it.
So we just accept it and believe
that. I say, don't even say the fucking old word around me, bro. Yeah. I ain't getting old. I ain't old. Bring your 23, 24-year-old daughter around. She ain't gonna know how old I am, bro. And see how you feel about it, because I ain't old. And like it is very true. The more you, it's just like anything else, you put that shit out in the universe, you're gonna believe it. So if you start believing that about yourself, you just say, fuck it.
Yeah. You just can't accept circumstances for what they are. Mm-hmm. You know, it's like I know guys that are in their 50s that'll smoke people in their 20s, whether it's rapping or exercising or sports or whatever, you know.
It feels good. And sometimes like there's so much like I just try not to let it bother me, but there's so much bro science out there. Yeah. And I see these young cats in the gym, and I'm like, I wish that somebody like me would say something to me back then when I was you. Because I see these guys, and I'm just like, but I know, especially kids nowadays, they're just so self-absorbed that they think they know everything, that you're going to say the wrong thing to me when I'm trying to help you out, so I don't even do it. You're going to think I'm trying to, like, big up on you. And it's like, no, bro. Hey, what you're doing right now, you're going to yield no benefit from you. You're going to do this shit for 3 years, and then somebody's going to tell you, or you're going to see something down the road, like, fuck, I've been doing this wrong this whole time.
But they're on TikTok advertising themselves as a fitfluencer.
Bro, you know? So, like, yes, I seen a woman. She was there, like, a mom teaching her son how to work out. And she was teaching her son how to work out, and he was doing some dumbbell rows. He's probably, like, literally, like, 60-pound kid, skinny kid. He's taking, like, a 45-pound weight, and he's, like, trying to row the weight. And I'm big on the people pass down to me. I'm a black man, bro. I see another black person in the gym. He's a young black man, black boy trying to fucking get fit, and his mom's there. They talk shit to me at the gym when they see me, like, cueing people, because I got friends. I train people in certain places, and they'll say something. You ain't gonna talk to me about this shit. I'm gonna go help this young brother do something right, because I went up to him, I took my headphones off, I'm like, hey man, you know, you should probably, I went and got the weight. I gave him like a 15-pound weight. I was like, you know, if you do this weight, you can actually do the weight. and that's gonna help you build muscle faster than doing this because you're not really,
Yeah.
So then he took the weight. I took the bench next to him, and I told him to follow what I was doing and do it. And he did it, and I left. I wasn't gonna do too much, but I like to pay that shit forward, man, because I wish somebody would tell me. Like, that's how I was. Some people are embarrassed at the gym. Like, anytime I went to the gym when I was early on, I still do it. If I see something that seems curious or piques my curiosity, or I want to know why you're doing that, or can that help me, or I don't know how to do something, and I always wanted to do that. I see that guy doing it, but man, can you show me how to do that or what? Just ask, bro. Most people will, unless there's some like piece of shit juice head who just on gear and doesn't fucking you know who's approachable or not. But if you want to know something at the gym, just ask somebody, man. They'll more than likely help you. More likely help you out. So like because I see so many people going to the gym doing so many shit bad, man, and it's like you're here. That's the greatest thing. You're here, but you make me
get the
feel
most of your time though.
You know what I mean? So like I just don't approach anyone, especially teenagers, because they think they know everything. So which is sad because really I could give you this one bit of advice can change the whole trajectory of your fitness journey if you just were willing to listen,
Do you find that gyms like get upset with you when you like offer advice to other people?
Oh yeah. Like I have friends who have gym memberships there. Like they don't even pay me. I'm like, I'm going to the Y today. If you want to, I'll work out with you. I'm there. They're like, yo, yeah, please, man, I'll meet you there. I'll be working out. And then I got a phone call one time from like the director of the trainers at the Y. And like, oh well, my people are telling me they're training with the Y. I'm like, this is one of my best friends. That other lady you see me, that's also one of my best friends. And then my mom and my sister come here.
Well, and not only that, it's like if somebody asks me for help, I'm not going to be a dick and be like, nope, sorry, go talk to the trainer.
That's what they say.
Go grab a yellow shirt.
Yeah, that's what they say. And he's like, oh, well, I mean, you do what you do, but you can't be cueing people. So cueing you means I can't tell you, hey, so you want this is the hinge motion. So what you want to do here? You want to kick your hips back, right? I can't cue them.
Yeah.
Well, I was like, dude, all right, bye.
That's so dumb.
Can't cue someone how to. I'm like, so why don't you fucking cue him? You see him doing it wrong. You're standing right here. You're a trainer. Oh, it's only monetary reasons you're a trainer then. Because I have clients don't even pay me some of them.
Yeah. Like
one or two. Like the ones I know are real serious. I don't do the shit for the money. Like, and I tell people all the time, I look how I want to look, bro. And if I don't, I'll get there because I have the drive to do it. So you're not hurting me by not showing up.
Yeah.
So if you're not serious, don't waste my time because I look how I want to look. I'm here to help you.
Yeah.
That's what I tell people. So.
Yeah, like the way you build a business off that is by people who actually want results.
And that's the thing I tell people.
If people don't get results, how do you show how great your business is?
And sometimes I'd rather not even take your money because this is temporary cash flow.
Yeah.
You're gonna pay me for a month of work and only show up to half your sessions. That's not worth my time.
Exactly.
I'd rather not take your money at all and not deal with you. Then I'll deal with somebody who might have a little less money than you, but I know they really want to do it and they're hungry, so I'll work with you, bro. You know what I mean? Pay me when you can. That's not all the time. That's only because that has fucked me over in the past because I wasn't in it for the money. Do a lot of workouts, like maybe like a month's worth, and I was trying to pay up, and also they don't want to train no more. Okay, I take that out. But you're gonna spin the block on me before I spin the block on you.
Yeah.
And it's happened. They've asked me again, and I'm like, you know what? Now I gotta change my policy a little bit. Like, cause I had a girl, I was dating, she's like, Desmond, I know you really like enjoy doing this, but you have to make them pay up front. Like you have to, because if they don't show up, at least that's on them. And
it's a deposit.
Yeah, stipulations, exactly. Like, and you make them sign waivers and shit like this. Because I've had clients try to like you have like 2 sessions left and you want to hit me up 6 months later about 2 sessions you booked fucking 6 months ago that you showed up for? You think I'm gonna what, give you money back or work out with you? Like,
yeah. And it's like, and not only that, if we work out, what are these 2 sessions gonna do? And then all of a sudden we're going to stop again, and you're not going to have acquired enough information to keep going on your own.
And that's also the other thing. I tell a lot of people, like, I offer the packages, but I tell people, I'm like, the biggest thing is if you work 2 times a week with me, and that's all you're doing for your exercise is 2 times a week with me, you're going to get stronger, but you're not going to get what you want to get. You want to look a certain way. You're not going to get that by working out 2 times a week. You'll get stronger from my tutelage and the knowledge and doing the work when I'm with you. But if you're not going to the gym another 2 times a week, doing your own thing, everything I'm showing you now, do pick and choose, blah, blah, blah. Put your own program together for the days we're not together to expedite this process.
Exactly.
Because 2 times a week, you're going to get stronger, but you're going to give up because you're not getting what you want. you'll be a lot stronger, but you don't look how you want. You have a deadline, you have a wedding in fucking May, boom, boom, boom. 2 times a week's not gonna fucking do it.
Yeah.
But that's on you. You don't want to pay me to be here 4 times a week. So now half the homework is on you.
Yeah.
You get 2 sessions with me, I'm doing my job. The rest is up to you. If you're gonna fucking come on the days I'm not with you, do the work that I've been showing you, implement the things. That's my whole job. My whole job is most people do not need a fucking trainer.
They need a teacher.
They need a teacher. The other part, they just need the push.
Yeah.
Most of the time, most of my clients, they just need the push.
And that's what it is. I feel like that most people get a trainer so that somebody's like there to like as like an accountability person.
Accountability coach.
Which like I get to a degree, but it's also like, man, if you need somebody to hold you accountable, how bad do you want this for yourself?
Exactly.
That's the thing. And we all get to a place of it being hard to like get out of bed and get in the car that morning or whatever. But it's like, what's worse, like dragging yourself out of bed miserably or looking at yourself miserably? You know, like I don't want to look at myself and hate the way that I look. So
nobody does, you know.
But some people accept it because it's easier. It's easier to self-loathe than to self-improve.
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Way easier. And that's the thing too. Sometimes too, like I used to get in my feelings about certain things, but like, so I had a family member who used to say it to me, and it is true now as an adult, I understand. Because sometimes you could sit here. I mean, my mom could tell me something till I'm blue in my fucking face. But all of a sudden, they don't listen to a lick of it. But you tell me it, and it clicks. So sometimes people don't listen to people that are close to them. Yeah. They just don't. So I'll have family members or something. I'm literally giving you the fucking playbook. I will work out with you as my family member for free. I know what I'm doing. You see me, ma, or
exactly.
uncle, cousin, whatever.
It's like I'm putting it to practice.
And they'll rather go watch a fucking YouTube video, somebody on YouTube, which is fine. I'm not gonna hate anybody that if you're gonna train, that's train. Whatever it takes you to train, that's fine. But you're not taking it serious. Yeah. Or you keep asking me for fitness advice and I'm telling you we can go work out, but you're not showing up. Yeah. And it's like family members and shit. So it's like, I'm not gonna know. I used to get in my feelings about it because you'll go work with somebody else, but not me for fucking free because I want to see you succeed. I genuinely get happy when I see people take this shit and run with it. That's really all I want. I don't want a client that I have to train for fucking 2 years, unless that's different. Sometimes you have certain clients that we work together because like, this is fun for us, bro. And you're challenging me and I want you to fucking fuck me up and challenge me because they're already fit. They're fit as they need to be from anything I could ever teach them. But sometimes it's good because I tell Brock all the time, coaches need coaches too, man. Yeah. Like coaches need coaches. So some people just want good coaching. But other than that, I don't want to train somebody for fucking 3 years. I want you to absorb this knowledge so you can go on your own and be your own person. And now you have all the tools you need to make or break your own fitness journey. You know what I mean? That's really my goal, is just to give you the knowledge and let you spread your wings on your own side.
No worries.
Like, so.
No, I think that makes a lot of sense. Do you find any parallels between the way that you approach music to the way that you approach fitness?
The same theme, bro. It's just consistency. Like we just talked about, I'm not as consistent with what I do with in the music game that I should be. But if I put the same dedication, oh fuck,
you know what results you.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's also some kind of why that happens, because I'm in another medium that's kind of time consuming sometimes. Yeah. So I really would have to split the difference between which one do I really want to, which lane.
Yeah, and it's almost like, you know, you've made so much groundwork in one space that it's almost like, you know, maybe get to a place of security with that, so then you can afford to do the other. You know, it's like we were talking about Tom Segura, right? Mm-hmm. He wasn't a fucking famous podcaster. He built himself up through stand-up and got his stand-up to a shit where he could afford to. Now he has this whole podcast network and studio. And
now you're interested enough to people to want to watch it too.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
And he can leverage his comedy for this other thing that doesn't require as much.
And he has the type of humor that's like everyday relatable humor that makes people want to watch. Like there's some comedians that like they don't talk about relative shit. A lot of them are politically sound, so they have good content. Like they make their run pretty good. If you're like, they add world events and political shit. But he's like, you know, when he's talking about his kids and shit, it's fucking funny, you know, like
it really does.
Yeah, he's somebody that's a good example, but maybe a bad one too, though, huh? Because there's some people I wouldn't watch them on a podcast, like comedians. No, There's some comedians I'm like being said burnt, but
to like your point though, right? Where it's like you've got this platform for fitness. The next step presumably would either be a successful YouTube channel or a successful physical like brick and mortar training location.
Yeah.
And so once either one of those becomes a reality, then that becomes sustainable. Now you have this like room of leverage of like right now it's like your expendable income goes to supporting this business that you're building. But when the business is supporting itself, now you're earning expendable income, and now you can leverage that into the music, and you have a platform of some capacity.
And sometimes that is too. It's like which ends is gonna help me. This, you know what I mean? Like I got these ends, but I can't use them for both. But even when I had my studio, like that was a good venture, man. And like I just had to stop that because the locale was just not. It wasn't ideal. It was during COVID, and I was like, bro, I need some fucking bread, and it actually worked. Like I had a nice little fitness studio. So now I'm looking for a new place, but there's just no real estate in New Hampshire, man. Like it's so hard, and like the real estate agent me and my cousin work with, she finds places, but they're like Manchester, fucking places that are just outside my demo where I'm not having people like you'd have to market it a certain way for people to want to go to Manchester. Like my people from Nashua or like
it's like a destination.
Yeah, it's too much. It's too much.
Dude, we'll talk after this because we used a real estate to get this place, and the guy was awesome.
Yeah,
and he deals with a ton of downtown properties.
That's the thing, commercial.
Like
I need like a commercial. Space. With zoning, because what we have planned, we have to make sure the zoning is right for all the things we want to really have there. Because this shit, we're really trying to like make something like legit out here, bro.
I love that, dude.
For like our people type shit, you know, like for the athletes and like student athletes and really like, put them on. Me and my brother have been talking to, and we got some things working. We're cooking up.
Hell yeah, I love that.
Yo, like I'm getting excited. I'll talk to you about it after, but
hell yeah. All right, man. Well, damn, it's already been like an hour and a half. Chat. Yeah, literally, dude.
Damn, I'm sorry. I mean, talk too much, bro.
That's awesome, dude. Trust me. That's why I love doing this show because like I've been on other people's podcasts, and it's like in radio shows and shit too. It's like sometimes you're set to like a time slot, you know, where it's like even like we were talking about the thing tomorrow night. So tomorrow night, hopefully Fee is still here. Shout out to Fee. I think that Byron and I are going to be joining Fee on Hybrid Theory Radio.
Okay.
He hosts a radio show in Lowell every Tuesday from 9 to 11.
Oh shit!
But it's at like a actual internet radio station with numerous shows.
That's lit.
So that is like the slot they have. So like they have no choice but to condense whatever they want to do into that block with ads and whatever else. Me, because I do this on my own channel and my own stream, like I can do episodes that are fucking an hour, and I can do episodes that are 3 or 4 hours.
We're gonna do a 24-hour stream like Kai Snap, right? In here, just fucking freestyle smoking.
Well, that would be so fun. I have done so I had an episode. Man, I'm trying to think of when it was. A few episodes back, my guest canceled like the day before or the day of the show. Something came up; they couldn't get on the show, and it was like too late for me to find somebody. So I ended up just doing a live chat show.
Oh yeah.
And I just let the chat run the show, and I just ended up like answering questions, talking shit. And at the end of the show, I was like playing unreleased music for people and like just premiering songs that haven't come out. And it was so cool.
See, that's why these fucking streamers do that, because sometimes it's like the content is the content.
Yeah.
Whatever we're doing is the fucking content.
Exactly.
Like, we're chilling, we're vibing. Like sometimes it doesn't have to be so like, you know, melodic, methodical.
Well, and not only that, it's like it's like a cliche thing, right? But it's like if you build it, they will come. Is such a true thing in the sense of like if you're patient enough, much like with like your physical transformation, it's like if you're patient enough to build an audience somewhere, you will have that loyalty forever. Where it's like, bro, you guys see my social media. My social media sucks. Like I don't get engagement. I don't get like, even if you look at the artists that I get compared with, like my peers or whatever, it's like I don't have the traction or engagement that any of them
Which
get.
blows my mind because half these, no offense to them, like,
yeah.
And like I said,
it's just like
in the beginning, you niggas work hard, bro. You guys put work in this,
but I didn't
you know?
adapt was my thing. I didn't adapt to the internet shit early enough. I thought I was going to be a fucking backpack, CD selling, fucking travel bike van, bus tour guy for the rest of my life. And COVID fucking told everybody, like, good luck with that.
Y'all was running. Y'all had that shit running, bro.
Exactly. But I wasn't prepared, you know? I thought that I just like found a thing that worked and thought that was what I was going to do
that's
for
how
the rest
the media, that's how the internet space came to be because of COVID, really.
But like a lot of my peers, they took to Instagram early. They took to Facebook and TikTok early. And so when the pandemic shit came, they were already bussing on there and doing numbers. Stupid ass me having tours canceled was like, what do I do? Like, it was like I just like had to start from square, and that's when it was like, let me figure out how to book hometown shows instead. Let me do the record label and like work with other, you know what I mean? I had to like build this whole community, and I'm still trying to build it, but it's like the sacrifices that I made from not being successful at social media, I'm now reaping that reward on this side where it's like we get people that show up to the live stream every week. We get people that order shit directly from, we sell CDs and mail them out on the website every week. We do our own shows. We do all our ticketing through our own website. You know, it's like we have Patreon. Patreon's been really big. We've been on Patreon since 2018. You hear people talk about Patreon all the time. We've been there doing shit that like, if people join our Patreon today, you could join today for $1 a month and go back 5+ years and get podcasts, music release, shit that has like never come out into the universe. Damn. Because it was shit that we just made for our Patreon
and it's
people.
Just good timing too, man. Like you said, so like you said on the aspect of like the TikTok and shit, but that you on the
Because I knew we wanted to cultivate our own audience. I didn't know how to do it. And what I should have done was acclimate to social media and use that to drive people where I wanted them.
It's a lot easier said than done. So don't kick yourself in the head and ask.
So that's why now I'm just focused. I know, like, okay, I'm not going to be great at everything. What I want to be great at is like YouTube, Patreon, and our website.
And that shit kind of works against you because they have their preferences from algorithms and shit. So like if it's not something trending or you're not putting in key fucking words, like this shit is just so much, bro. Like you have to literally go to fucking school to learn how this shit works, to punch in the right things at the right time, to know how the algorithm's gonna catch it. So it's not as easy as people think.
Yeah.
You gotta be fucking plugging in all the fucking time, bro. Like if you don't make a post, 3 posts every day for fucking 10 weeks, like come on. So
dude, but that's what, so one of the things we were talking about earlier, right? When I clip these episodes of the show, I'll use a program that'll make like shorts and reels out of the episode. And so I schedule those ahead of time. And so every single day at like noon and 6, we have a short come out on YouTube. Okay. And that's been huge for us because it's like, you know, the show is great itself, right? We have a ton of fun. We get, you know, maybe 10, 20 people that tune in, whatever, sometimes more. But then we'll cut those shorts up, and all of a sudden, you know, 18 seconds of this episode now has like 500 fucking views or something.
So that's what it is. Everything's so short form now because even us as adults, we're beginning because of the way we're fed our information now. Even where our attention span is coming as short as the fucking kids and the teenagers because that's the only medium they're giving it to us in. If it's longer than 30 seconds, I think, bro, why do I like?
And I'm out here making 40-minute YouTube videos and shit.
So it's like you gotta curate your shit. But like you said, you get the content and you chop it up and you know what you want to feed the people. You know,
dude. Ryan in our chat said consistency breeds fan base. Couldn't have said it better.
Loyal fan base too.
Shout out to Ben Anthony too.
Dude, I want to hit my vape so fucking bad, bro. But I'm trying to like that guy here.
I told him he could.
Nah,
I was like, I'm hitting mine.
That's blew my own fucking spot, right? So fuck it.
Well, honestly, this has been a fucking great episode anyways. So we can
I had so much fun, bro. Like,
yeah.
I love chop. Anytime I come here, man, we chop it up for a long time, man. No cameras, no mic, man.
Exactly.
We still have great convos, bro. And it's just always a breath of fresh air to be around fucking like-minded people, and we will get it.
We'll drag Brick Rubin in here and wish we were doing a whole nother podcast. Byron just popped in again. He said, "Cat's out of the bag now."
Oh fuck, I know.
Oh, thank you, Byron. He said, "Great episode, fellas." Honestly, dude, thank you to all of you guys that jumped in the chat tonight too. You guys really made this thing live. It's awesome to be able to do questions back and forth with you guys. Before we wrap this up, I've been asking people lately, is there like any sort of like, I haven't come up with like a good thing for it yet, but do you have any sort of like word of wisdom that you would give people that kind of like relates to all the shit you've said tonight? Like if you just left all these people with like one thing that you're like, I'm never going to see most of you or ever again. So this is the last thing I want you to fucking take from me.
So since the fitness is my medium, I'll make it void to that. Don't be embarrassed. Don't care what people think. And half the time, nobody's really fucking worrying about you when you're there, man. Because they're all there for the same fucking reason. Don't compare yourself. Just go there and do the work. And your journey is your journey. Go at your own speed, man. And just stay consistent with it. That's it. And you will get what you want. And it's trial and error, man. It's all trial and error. Just stay consistent and you'll learn what works for you, bro.
Man, no, that's so true. Man, thank you so much, Dez, for coming on tonight. One more time, guys, I'm going to let the banner scroll by one more time before I pull Dez out of here. Make sure you guys head over to Instagram and follow Dez. Fee the Evolutionist said, "Great to see you, Dez."
You too, Fee. Come check you guys out, man.
Much love, Ryan, who said, "Much love, Pope." Shout out to Ben. I don't know what emoji you posted. It came up as a square, but love you too, buddy. Make sure you guys follow at Dez the Baker and at Dez the Trainer, THA on both of those. Make sure you follow him. Send him a DM for any questions you have or anything like that. Dez, thank you so much for being here tonight, bro.
Thank you, man.
This has been so much fun. We definitely are going to have to do this again sometime.
Absolutely,
definitely going to have to do a part 2. So everybody say peace out to Dez. Thank you guys all for being here tonight.
Peace, fam.
And man, you guys, this was an awesome one. Thank you guys so much. We got a ton of great stuff coming up. We got guests lined up for like the next 2 months. So there's going to be crazy episodes coming up every week for a while. As always, please check out Giant Steps in Gate City on all streaming platforms wherever you are listening to music. Please make sure that you are subscribed to the YouTube channel. Shorts drop every day at 12:03 and 6:03 Eastern Time. So you'll always get new content, whether it's clips from the episode, clips from music videos, all this kind of stuff. So make sure you're rocking with us over on YouTube. Thank you to everybody that is here from Facebook as well. You guys are the best. Like I said, we're really trying to push this YouTube thing like we've been talking about. So let me just give you a little scoop on that before we head out tonight. Yeah, so guys, let's keep making these episodes awesome. Chat was so great tonight. Thank you guys all so much for checking out everything that we got going on. Appreciate you guys. We got Bizza. Peace, Bizza. He said, peace, Dez. Peace, Pope. Peace, everybody. Peace, Bizza. Love you, bro. Peace, Feezus. I'll see you soon for sure. Love you too. And yeah, let's have a killer night. Lastly, I'm going to plug some dates for me and Byron. Cody Pope and Byron G. We're going to be performing at Kodo in Lowell, Massachusetts on Friday, April 11th. And Friday, April 25th, we're going to be performing at the Ephodian Theater in Portland, Maine. So get tickets if they have them and mark your calendars for those. We're going to be announcing more dates soon. And until then, see you next Monday. Much love. Preach. Cody here. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Cody Central. If you'd like to support the show and help me keep this thing afloat, please check out some of the options below. Thank you so much for supporting, and as always, subscribe, like, and comment.
Okay.